We knew about it for a little while. We didn't have a story way in. We didn't have a story that we felt like we could tell. It wasn't until we talked to Steve McFeely, who was, the writer on, along with Chris Marcus on the other Marvel films with us, that we landed on a concept where we all went, okay, that's a story worth telling. And it's brilliant to have Robert back, and there's no better actor in the world to play, that character. And we think that the story we came up with is challenging and it's going to be surprising to audiences.
What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on Avengers Doomsday, Spider-Man 4, Thor, and so much more. There's so much going around the community for Marvel fans at the moment to do with news, rumors, theories, blah, blah, blah. It's actually a really good time to be a Marvel fan because Daredevil, although I've seen it all, is pretty good. And also we've got Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four, so on and so forth, coming out over the next couple of months, leading the summer. It's going to be a good time. So, yo, if you're new around here, what the frickin' hell are you doing? Make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Marvel DC Kaiju Multiverse pop culture-based content I try to deliver on a daily basis. If you're new around here, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and let me know what are you most looking forward to. Also, if you could, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice and build a new setup, and then I'll be on camera. Much more. Also, check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. Right, let's get into it. So, before we get into this, can we please stop saying just because said actor is in London, they're filming Avengers Doomsday? They've not even started shooting yet, lads. Chris Hemsworth was seen in London recently. Nothing to do with Marvel. Benedict Cumberbatch was seen literally last night in London. He also lives in London. Nothing to do with Avengers Doomsday. You know, actors can have other jobs outside of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, especially Chris Hemsworth, right? He's done a lot of work with Netflix, especially Benedict Cumberbatch. Very big actor, does a lot of other projects. So please, don't stop tagging me. But, just stop it, lads. And also, Chris Hemsworth recently came out and said he's unsure if he's going to return as Thor. Now, I know actors like to downplay things, but realistically, does Chris Hemsworth need the Marvel MCU? No, I think Marvel needs Chris Hemsworth more than he needs them, realistically, because the Thor movies absolutely bang in terms of box office. They really do. So recently, a lot of topics have come out about Spider-Man 4, about Doomsday. The Russo brothers can't stop freaking yapping, which is cool, but not cool because of the amount of articles that are being made and the amount of videos that the amount of TikToks that are being made on literally nothing. The Russos yap and you make a 10-minute video. The Russos yap and you say something. Scarlett Johansson literally come out and goes, Scarlett Johansson has cast doubt on the return of Black Widow ahead of Avengers Doomsday. Natasha is dead. I think the balance of the entire universe is held in her hand. We're going to have to let it go. She saved the world. Let's have her moment. Let's have her hero moment. Of course she's going to appear in Avengers, either Avengers Secret Wars or Doomsday. But it's going to be a variant. She's literally talking about the character that died. She's done. She is dusted. Vamos, chico. Okay? We get it. Actors like to yap. But of course, it's not the actor's fault. If you're going to keep asking actors something to do with Marvel when you're interviewing them about something that has nothing to do with Marvel, of course they're going to get annoyed. So Joe Russo said the following: Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars films would draw inspiration from the 1980s and 2010 Secret War comic runs. But then they also go on to say, yeah, we like Hickman's run. So yeah, a lot of nonsense is being said because they keep getting asked stuff, which I find fascinating. So this came out as well from Alex Perez at the Cosmic Circus. Doctor Doom and the Avengers will be racing against each other to get to Loki's first before Doomdays happens and the multiverse collapses on itself. Loki is the MacGuffin in Avengers Doomsday. Not really anything new, because we said the same thing. Back when Kang was involved, we were like, yeah, Kang's going to have to kill Loki to absorb his powers because he's holding everything together. And it seems like the storyline's just shifted to, yeah, Doom's going to do exactly what Kang was going to do, which I find fascinating. So Alex Perez put an article up at the Cosmic Circle about a lot of stuff, Spider-Man, Thunderbolt, so on and so forth. And I thought we're going to go over some of these things. So this question has arose. Alex Perez says about Spider-Man 4 villains. I've heard many conflicting stories, from Null to Mephisto to Warstu to Doom. And ring around the roses we go, which is why I'd rather remain quiet. Which, what I can say is I don't expect the villain to be someone on the street level. Which is interesting, because recently something came out, and we're not going to make a 10-minute video about the actor that played Shocker, basically saying that he's not done in the MCU, which I find funny, because just because an actor said, yeah, I don't think I'm done, doesn't mean Shocker is the villain of Spider-Man 4, and then this 4 does not mean the old leaks that included Shocker are going to be true. Just like with concept art. Concept art, you know, stuff came up for Secret Wars, is 3 years old. So there's an article going around the direct that says, oh, Spider-Man actor teases Shocker's return ahead of the Spider-Man 4. And you're going to see loads of people running with, Shocker is going to be appearing in Spider-Man 4. No, that's not what he said. I get the feeling Spider-Man Homecoming appearance might not be the last time you see the Shocker. So the direct is a pretty cool source, but do I think Shocker, just like Alex Perez says, I don't think the villain of Spider-Man 4 is going to be a grounded level villain. Why? Because Spider-Man 4 is essentially Doomsday 2.5. It's happening in between after Doomsday and before Secret Wars. So I like it when Alex goes over stuff because he doesn't claim exclusivity, doesn't put it behind a paywall. So he was asked this question. It's interesting. With Spider-Man being in Doomsday and Secret Wars, do you know which characters he will most likely interact with? And this is a response. I think he'll get a chance with most characters, but I want him to see him with Steven to interact with each other again. So it's interesting. Then he's asked the question, is Eddie Brock Venom going to return in Spider-Man 4 and up-and-coming Avenger film? Last I heard, they were planning to bring Eddie in for Spider-Man 4, but we see what happens. So we all heard that Null is, you know, from the Venom movie, the last movie, is stuck on Clintar and he's got to escape. And this is how we're going to get to Peter Parker, Tom Holland, having the black symbiote suit. But whether they do that in Spider-Man 4 is neither here or there. So he was asked a question about Spider-Man 4, and it goes like this. 2 questions about Spider-Man 4 based on what we know. How much of Daniel and Justin Creighton are really taken from the source material and adding Spider-Man style moving forward, fighting, and acrobatics? Sponsors, the stunts or choreography team is having some fun. So yeah, you're probably going to see Spider-Man doing a bunch of stuff he's never done before. Although I think Shang-Chi sucked, one thing I will say is the fight scenes in that movie were absolutely lit. So he was asked a question about Spider-Man 4 at CinemaCon, and essentially, will we get any official information? So it says this. Based on your earlier comments on the Spider-Man 4 Discord, reset the universe, reset the spell. Do you have any new information or details regarding exactly how or when the memory spell will be undone? Press says when Peter chooses to. Interesting. So, CinemaCon is coming up very soon, and that is when people assume we're going to get the official reveal of, you know, some more information about the next across beyond the Spideyverse. And obviously, some people think that they will, because although Tom Holland has come out and said, yo, Spider-Man 4 is happening, Marvel themselves haven't really officially said that much, to be honest. Have they? No, they haven't. So the article goes on to speak about Thor, but like I just said, Chris Hemsworth recently just said, I don't know if I'm going to be done. So he's asked a question about why isn't there much Thor stuff that's come out. And Perez says, Thor is in one of the images, and I'm surprised no one has mentioned it on social media as far as what I've seen. But we are getting Thor Corps in Secret Wars. Yeah, because most of the images are actually from Secret Wars. So it goes on to speak about Thunderbolts. I hope you're doing well. After the events of Captain America 4, we know Sam will be assembling the next Avengers. Is it possible we'll see him show up in movies such as Thunderbolts or unannounced movie leading before Avengers Doomsday? No, there's going to be literally no setup before we get to Doomsday, which is mad. It really is mad, if you ask me. Then there's a question that says, should we expect Sentry in Doomsday and Secret Wars? Alex Perez, I'm not 100% sure, but I think there's a chance. Yeah, because OP, and you could argue one of the images from the leak is actually Sentry. But what I find really cool about Mr. Perez is, okay, obviously that's not a real name, it's an alias. He doesn't stick it behind a paywall, and he also doesn't do this. He doesn't go, yo, I've got a scoop. You have to pay me £5 a month, $5 a month to see it. And that's why I give him a lot more slack and precedence over the other ones, because it's not like, yeah, join my Patreon for these scoops that are basically always wrong, but maybe sometimes right. That's why I give him a lot more credibility than other ones. So, yeah, it's hype to be a Marvel fan at the moment because there is so much coming up to look forward to going on forward. So these like random questions at the end are actually interesting. So I was asked a question about Captain Marvel 3 or some kind of cosmic tease up. He says we'll have to see, you know, future cosmic entities and race apart from the MCU, and the Annihilation Wave is another one, which is cool. But then he's like, yo, there's a question saying, is Marvel actually recasting Kang or killing him off? And he says, no. I mean, if they don't bring Kang into it, I think that would be a massive L in my opinion. So then he goes on to say, with the deleted scenes for Captain Brave New World, other projects like Marvel, Secret Invasion, would they be released at some point? No idea. He gets asked a lot of stuff like he works for Marvel, and this is why I find it horrendous, because some of these scoopers actually talk like they are Kevin Feige. And then he says think about a potential slate. February 2026 may be taken out. Well, they need to start shooting soon. November 2026, I heard, might be Shang-Chi 2. Please not, because I don't like that character. July 2027, I keep hearing, is the X-Men. November 2027, Black Panther 3, most likely. Yo, where the hell is Doctor Strange? The next Doctor Strange movie. We need that already. So, he was asked another question here. Alex, the next saga after the Multiverse Saga will feature multiple overarching stories across various projects like the Annihilation Wave, the Symbiote Suit, Kingpin Crusade against Vigilantes. Yep. And that's why I like it. He literally doesn't say anything more than he needs to. So like always, guys, please like, subscribe, and comment. Video ideas down below. Check us out on Instagram. Got a pretty cool post at the moment about this Iron Spider-Man that you can literally build. It's pretty cool. And also, yeah, Instagram at Warstu, Twitter, WarstuG. And I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch you later.